Alright, this is how I make stringed instruments from scratch with stock Renoise plugins. The first thing we need is a comb filter. A comb filter is simply a really short delay with an extended feedback. And if you bring the feedback up to or close to 100%, you get the sound of a plucked or struck string. That's called car plus strong synthesis. So this sample is what we're using to strike the string we're creating. I'm using a closed hi-hat sound, but different types of sounds will result in a different timbre from the string, as we'll see shortly. I'm adding a key tracker and extending it to cover the full range of the MIDI notes, because for whatever reason that isn't the default. Otherwise we won't get an accurate pitch. And we're also setting that up to control the note value for the comb filter. You can see this already sounds like a plucked harpsichord string, but it's really only one monophonic string, like the sound when you hit a new note cancels out the last one. So to get multiple strings ringing at once, we need to duplicate this track for however many strings, and each track will play the role of an individual string. Alright, I've now got 6 strings organized in a group with a pattern to play. So you can see if I put each note in a different track, it allows them all to ring out polyphonically. The reason I've got them organized in a group is so that I can add effects on every string at once. So at this point we can do basic subtractive synthesis and use filters to shape the tone of the sound. My favorite filter is the Chebyshev, however that's pronounced, setting in the digital filter because the resonance has this awesome ripple. Anyway, that's the subtractive synthesis approach, but we can also use a different sample entirely to strike the string, and you'll see it changes the character completely. So here's a kick drum. Sorry about the clipping there. So this sounds a lot more like an electric piano, right? Completely different sound. Try it with a more like subtle, duller kick. Now it sounds like a super chill electric piano. You can still hear the kick kind of bleeding through in the background. So what I'm going to do is switch the dry wet on all the comb filters to 100% wet. With the more plucky sounds, I think some of the original sample can add a nice bit of texture, but with the basic kick it's just adding mud. You get the idea, I think. This is a super easy technique for making what I think can be a really beautiful sound. It's an extremely powerful technique too. This is just the basics, but if you use a kick to strike a lower note, for instance, you can get an awesome sounding bass. You can use a different type of sample to create a bowed string effect more like a violin. You can make a 10,000 string super mega instrument. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon.